Yo, this series though. What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrared. Welcome to the Scott Report. This spring anime season is fire. 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 So much quality right now. And this series, ReZero, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting to review it. I was gonna watch it, and if I liked it, I just would have liked it, and that would have been the end of it. And mainly because I was just burnt out of the genre, the dungeon genre. I mean, you had Grimgar, you had Sword Art Online, you got Log Horizon, you got, what is it? Is it okay to pick up girls in a dungeon? What's the one that's coming out now with Girls Really Play Video Games or whatever it's called? There's just so much of this genre out here right now that I was just burnt out from it, and I really didn't want to watch another series like this because out of all those mentioned, the only thing I liked was Log Horizon thoroughly, because we all know the story with Sword Art Online. First season was great. Well, first half of the season was great. Second season was like, what the hell? And season 2 redeemed itself. And Log Horizon was consistent with his politics and everything like that. But this right here, this ReZero, clap it up. A lot of people are crowning this anime of the year. I mean, I'm not moving on Boku no Hero being that for me, but I can definitely see where it comes from, and I do place it pretty high. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this series. I mean, again, it's called ReZero or ReZero. I'm probably gonna mispronounce that not, because I'm not really sure how you say it. Even the same thing with Tokyo Ghoul. Some people say Re, some people say Ray. Anyway, we start off with our main character, and his name is Subaru, and he's just having an average day. He's up in a convenience store, you know, a 7-Eleven, chilling, reading some manga, drinking a Slurpee or whatnot. And he walks outside, and then he notices things look a little bit fuzzy for him. And, you know, he wipes his eyes, and literally he opens his eyes up, and he's entrusted into this fantasy world. And he's a very self-aware character. I mean, as soon as he was transported to this world, he knew he was in a fantasy world. It wasn't like an episode long for him to figure out he was in a game or something like that. He just knew, hey, I'm in a fantasy world, so let me just go ahead and do some fantasy world things. And once he gets into this world, he starts to see his surroundings. He does what every other good RPGer does. He starts going around the city. He starts exploring. He starts asking people questions. He starts learning about the currency. He starts learning about the language to build more, you know, knowledge about where he is. He's a very crafty character. He's the typical anime video game player that they dropped into this game, and I really love that about him so far. And he does a lot of fourth wall breaking because no one knows what he's talking about. I mean, he's dressed like he's from 2016 and he's in medieval times. And people are looking at him kind of weird, and he's saying things like, I can use this to get more XP, or I can buy this and save it for later if I need to take a nap or something like that. But as always, when you start running around, you run into trouble, and that's exactly what Subaru gets into. He runs into some gangs, of course, or a gang of bad people. You know, they say, so you're new around here. They try to take his money or whatnot. And surprisingly, you know, he defends himself. He does a pretty good job in taking these guys down. So he must have some type of training in his life before he got zapped here. And till the main bully pulls out 2 knives, and then he's like, oh crap. So they knock him down. They beat him down. And in the midst of this happening, we see a blonde-haired girl run by. And he thinks she's there to help him because he's in his mind, he's thinking this is a video game, so somebody just pops up randomly. They must be here to help. That wasn't the case here. The girl's pretty much like, oh, I got somewhere to go, sorry. So the bullies could continue to keep beating on him from there. And after a little bit more beating, another character pops up. It's a silver-haired girl who pops up, and she's actually a mage. She uses like water or ice magic to fend off the bad guys or the thieves or wherever these guys are. And she also has a magical like cat type of pet that she can make from her magic as well. So those of us familiar with RPGs, I'm pretty sure a lot of us are, she pretty much has a pet or like a summon that she can call as well. So they shoo them away. Our character Subaru at this point, he's really grateful. He's like, thank you very much for helping me. Hey, where are you going? But she doesn't want to have anything to do with him. We find out later that her name is Satella, and she kind of rushes him off saying, I have to find a medallion that was stolen from me, or an insignia that was stolen from me. It's really important. I need to get it back. And she feels that the blonde-haired girl that she was chasing was the person who was responsible for taking this. She only stopped to help Subaru because she has a strong sense of justice, and she can't stand to see people being picked on and hurt. So that's the only reason why she helped Subaru, and she was going to go on about his business. But Subaru sees this as a means for him to do something meaningful. He was like, I'm stuck in this universe. This is my chance to be a hero. This is my chance to be somebody. He's living a dream of being a video game character. So with that being said, he offers to help her find the insignia, and he goes around the city with her, and they ask questions until they get to a lead. And we find out that the girl who took the medallion, her name is Felt, and she's a well-known thief. And that leads them to a slum type area, and this takes us to actually the second half of this series, or this episode per se. And just to let you guys know, this was a 1 hour episode. It was 2 parts. So part 1 was kind of introducing the world and the characters. Part 2, it gets dark really quick once we get to part 2. It sets the rest of the tone for this series. This series is done by White Fox. If you're not familiar with them, they done A Kami Got Killed. So things get dark here very fast, and it's not censored at all. I mean, at least it didn't seem like it to me. So Satella and Subaru follow the lead to the shop where they say Felt takes all of her merchandise. And as soon as Subaru gets in there, he finds out that the shopkeeper is dead, and there's just blood everywhere. So he's looking around trying to explore what's going on, or at least trying to find a safe way, and he ends up getting slashed across his stomach, and he's dying as well. And as he's laying on the ground dying, Satella comes in to check on him. She gets stabbed down as well. He's laying there dying, reaching for her hand, and as he's reaching for her hand, it starts to get kind of fuzzy, and he loses consciousness. And this is where the series picks up, because he loses consciousness. He actually died, but he wakes up, and he's right back at the beginning of when he got zapped into the world in the marketplace in the middle of the city. So we pretty much find out that whenever this character dies, he goes back in time, which is great, but probably sucks at the same time, because why would you want to die? That's when things get a little bit interesting, because when he goes back in time, so far it seems like he always starts right back off where he was when he started. And I'm interested to see where this is going to go later in the series, like how exactly that works. So this time, now that he's back, no one's aware that he's back, of course. He went back in time, but he has knowledge of what happened. So knowing that something's going to go down in that shop, and he needs to find that insignia, he goes directly to the shop to try to cut Felt off at the pass. So when he gets to the shop this time, the shopkeeper is still alive, and he actually meets Felt and find out that they're pretty decent people. I mean, they live in a slum, so they're just doing what they have to do to survive. And one thing that I forgot to mention about Satella is that she also says to him that she is a half-elf. Now, if you know anything about RPGs, or you watch these type of series before, and again, I'm pretty sure you guys have, a half-elf usually means something big in a fantasy type world. She seemed pretty embarrassed about it when she mentioned it, but Subaru, he was kind of okay with it. He was like, okay, whatever, cool, you're a half-elf. Let's go find your insignia. So back to the story, and I'm sorry I got sidetracked. We're in the shop, and he meets Felt and the shopkeeper and find out that they're pretty decent people. They're just doing what they need to do to live. And he's from our time, but he's in like a fantasy type world. So in order to try to get the insignia from Felt, he offers to give them his cell phone. And what he does is he takes pictures with it and show them, like, this is magic. You can take pictures with this and freeze time, so you can freeze time and have a portrait of what's going on. He also, one thing is, when he first got into this world, he thought, well, since I'm in a fantasy world, I must know I do magic. And he tried to do magic and he failed, which was very funny. But he tries to sell the cell phone in exchange for the insignia, but Felt tells him that there's another buyer that's in the midst as well, that she's also trying to outbid. And we meet the next buyer. We found out her name is Elsa. And once again, the tone of this series is just so up and down and so captivating, because you get this happy setting of him getting to know the shopkeeper and Felt, and then brings it down once again, and we get right back to the darkness as he's currently the highest bidder for the item, but he mentions that he's trying to find an insignia for the silver-haired girl that he knows. And things get dark again as Elsa, at that point, she immediately starts attacking the shopkeeper. She cuts off his arm. She stabs him in the neck, so he's dead, just like how he was the first time. Felt tries to get in and try to fight her, and she kills her as well. So we find out that's who the culprit was as far as the murders. Now, he has memory of what happened when he died before. So Subaru tries to evade the attack, but Elsa is so quick that he still dies. And this time, as he's dying, he goes back to the beginning once again, but now he has more knowledge. Now, not only does he know where to go to find the insignia, he knows who to look for the culprit. But when he goes back this time, he actually sees Satella. But remember, he goes back in time and she doesn't know who he is. So he goes up to her, he tries to approach her and, say, hey, I need you to come with me and let's go find this pendant. But she's like, who are you? And it seems like her temperament is different as well. As she says, don't refer to me as that white witch or that white bitch or one of the two. I don't remember which one. But wow, that's pretty much the end of the episode with him finding Satella, and I'm assuming he's going to try to explain himself and he's going to tell her what's going on. She probably knows what's going on. I think I remember reading in the bio that she does know what he can do as far as his abilities. Once again, this is a very captivating series. It looks like it's going to turn the dungeon genre on its head. It looks like it's about to be a deconstruction. I really like the tone. I mean, I've said it many times already in my videos. I'm a seinen guy. I'm a mystery guy. I'm a gore guy. I like mature, I like serious animes, and this is right up my alley, and it's a change of pace. And White Fox, the animation is so crisp in this, and the animation was good and Akame got killed, to me at least, and you can expect the same type of quality. Actually, it's a lot better. I mean, this is like production IG Madhouse type of animation in this series, and the dark tone, I'm in for the ride. So I'm definitely adding this to my list. So that adds pretty much my finalized anime review list as well. I'm still waiting on Joker Game on Tuesday and the Attack on Titan on Trains anime that comes out on Thursday. I keep remembering the name, forgetting the name because it's so long. But so it looks like what we're going to have now is Friday is going to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Saturday, I want to watch Kids Navier and decide what I'm going to do on it, but Saturday might be open. We'll just have to see. I'm pretty sure something's going to come on that I'll review on Saturday. Now on Sundays, we're going to have Boku no Hero Academia and ReZero. Guaranteed. Monday will more likely be Cliff Notes, me just catching up with you guys, or I'll find something to get some content out there for you. Tuesday is going to be Joker Game. Wednesday, Bungo Stray Dogs. And Thursday is the Attack on Titan on Trains anime that I can't remember the name to. So yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of this anime, ReZero. If you saw it, tell me how you like it. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, especially if you're into dark fantasy. I mean, the last dark fantasy that we had was Berserk? And we know that's coming back. So, I mean, it's not on Berserk level, but to take the fantasy world and darken it up a little bit is what this series is doing. And I'm loving that. I'm loving it. I mean, I was getting burnt out on people get trapped in the video game world and are invincible. This, it takes that and it just changes it a lot. It's kind of like Bokodake or Erased mixed with, I would say, Sword Art Online or Log Horizon. So yeah, definitely check it out. That's all I have for you guys right now. If you liked anything I had to say, please go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and subscribe, because I'll continue to bring content to you guys more and more. This is your boy Infrared. And as I always say, you guys could be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to be here with me, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for joining the Scott Report. See you soon.